Hi, I'm Ian, and as you know, I am the designer at Abruzzi, and today we're going to talk about karting boots. There they are, they look a bit bland, but as you know, we pride ourselves on being custom at Abruzzi, so you can have your own name, flag, your logo, and look at the colours, everything you could want from under the rainbow. There's suedes, there's leathers, the possibilities are almost endless. There's reds, there's blues, there's greens, orange, pink, everything. Squirrels! No, not squirrels. Gold looks nice though. Get your custom boots and gloves at abruzzi.co.uk. All of our products are high quality and handmade, so get your wear your way.
And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Hollinger.
The drivers around the corners as long as they hit their...
Max on lid. We're racing race number 1.
All right, welcome everyone here live on MaxSpeedTV this Sunday evening. Football's done and over with on the playoff side of things. Now we get to watch some loose lug nuts racing. Bruzy Racewear USA Cup Series here. Not 100, gosh, that'd be way too long. 62 laps, I think just saying 100 plus. But 62 laps here tonight. So it's going to be some great fun at Indianapolis Motor Speedway 2.5 mile track. However, before we get into everything, as always, I am Jeff Wood, be your host here tonight. On keyboards will be Mr. Michael D'Amico, and a little bit later, after this interview coming up, we'll hear from Robert Matisse. Also, you'll hear me call him Panic, so he'll be on board with again for a second night in a row, 2 Sundays in a row. But before and everything, let's bring up that sponsor of Judd Danielson and see what's up with the Bruzy Racewear. Judd, you got a copy? Mr. Danielson over here on TeamSpeak and the MaxSpeedTV area here, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here. Y'all good?
All right. Yep, good to have you there, Judd. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All right, that's all aside. Bruzy's up running 2020. Tell us what's going on over there.
Yeah, we're just rolling right along into the new year. Got some new products coming out here this week that will be on the website. So, BruzyUSA.com. You can check that stuff out. Some new hats and some other items, some different gloves that have hit the market now. So, a lot of the same stuff. Got a big order coming in this week. A lot of folks got on board with us through a couple specials through Canada and the U.S. and I'll get that stuff out to those customers this week coming. And just trying to keep my my Abruzzi, the 85, moving forward. Was struggling there for a while, so I've had a good week at Indy. Indy's been nice to me, I should say, so far. So hopefully no bad luck there. But the car feels good. Abruzzi's just trying to hold their own here. Looking forward to the the chase stuff that's coming up. It's coming quick, so we'll keep our eyes open, keep the pedal down, and try to stay safe out there and keep the car out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, Kevin Fetty won the last race with a Bruzy on the hood last winter-fall season on a fuel mileage race. So you're defending champions of Indianapolis here at Loose Lug Nuts. I mean, does the 85, the 44, I'm not sure too many other drivers out there. I think the 8 has the Bruzy logo on the side. How many Bruzy drivers got a chance out there tonight? Your mic muted there, Judd.
The car is really stable, but that's it's a chance that any one of us can have. Obviously, Daniel runs up front a lot, so he's probably got a pretty good shot at it. Ray's got a good shot at it if he can just keep it out of trouble. Myself, I'm working off pit strategies tonight. It worked real well for me last night in the Xfinity car, so I got some really good points out of that. Finished in the top 8. I'll take that stuff. It's going to have to be a miracle for me. I just don't have the kind of speed that those guys up front do, and that's just kind of where this car's at right now. I just have to settle with it.
All right, well, 85 Judd Danielson up here talking to us about product and racing. Good luck tonight, sir.
Thank you. Have a good race.
All right, well, about to kick off qualifying, so good to hear from Judd. Get to see what Abruzzi's doing, telling people about the product that's going to come to those guys that ordered it after the Christmas deal, obviously. So, be aware of that. If you get a chance, go over to the Facebook page of Abruzzi Racewear USA. Give it a like. Be helping out Judd just to get some eyes on the product. Share it if you can. And always, hit that like button here over on YouTube for MaxSpeedTV. And, we thank everyone coming out to watch it. You got a specific driver you want us to tune into during portions of the race, we can do that. Just shout them out. Let us know who you're looking at, and we'll get on that. All right, into qualifying we go, and I believe Panic's going to be joining me any moment.
So, Jeff, how are we doing this evening?
All right. Well, the 14 machine was actually down on track for about 30 minutes as these guys kick off the first lap of unofficial qualifying before they get to the first official qualifying lap. Tell me how you felt in the car.
On the new tires, it was real slick going in. I see that, I raced on Saturday, didn't race on Thursday, so I don't know what the weather was there. But I know last night it was really cloudy, it was greasy and cloudy, which is really weird. You think we're cloudy, it'd be a lot more grippier, but tonight you're seeing the weather is 123 on the track, plenty of sun. It was opening slick, but then the car would get tighter, especially in dirty air. Dirty air is going to be a major factor tonight.
Yeah, we were noticing a lot of, people sucking up to one another. When you're in that 2x2 situation here, and we're going to see it early on, those are going to be our big moments. If we get past that, it could end up like last night's race that was unfortunately not on the broadcast of MaxSpeedTV due to whatever condition. But, last night, green to checkered, maybe not great racing or broadcast style racing, but however, it was that format with 20-plus cars still.
Yeah, the cars were incredibly tight last night, and then they would randomly get loose. But, another good thing about these loose lug nuts racing drivers is the car was loose, but like you said, 51 laps, green to checker. Nobody spun out. I mean, there was moments, but nothing that iRacing said it was a caution fest.
It's always what iRacing puts down. But so far in qualifying, Travis Browder with position number 1. These guys, that's not qualifying time. That's a split up time. 1 minute 7 seconds around the speedway. They're running 52. They're running 52 seconds normally. There we go. Guys with 52 times are now showing up on the board. You got to get with someone about halfway through this practice, and 13. I'd say we got about 25 to 30 drivers here tonight, minus yourself.
Yeah, pretty decent field for Indianapolis. Indianapolis, not one of my favorite tracks on the circuit. I hate flat track racing. I do. You go down in the corner in Atlanta and the thing gets sideways, you got the banking to catch it. Here, if the thing gets sideways, you're just going to go sit in the Turn 1 grandstands for a while.
Yeah, those are definitely do. When they break loose, they drift upwards into the corner, and it's a tight bounce. If you want to save the car in the corners, you got to go through the grass and everything else to get away from stuff. And that's not saying you get away from it.
No, not at all. Another thing to keep in mind that I was talking to my teammate Chadwick, he said that he was passing cars on the outside in happy hour, so a second groove could come into play here in Indianapolis. Of course, when they get single file, you want to be down there on the rumble strips, which was very loose on the paint, by the way.
A lot of information out there. Seeing Timothy Smith out there in the YouTube chat. Miss Michelle Eisenhower out there also, as always. Good evening to y'all. Jeff Merck on top of the stands. Wow.
Minute and a half remaining here in qualifying at Indianapolis. Right now it is Jeffrey Merck, Randy Arms, and Daniel Smallwood, your top three. Which seems to be the trend every week, Jeff.
Yeah, those are some normal guys up there. The guy that won last night, the 87 of Justin Michael, about 2/10 off his practice pace, but within range. No one's flying towards that the 52 ones like he did early in practice. I think that was less rubber on the track when Justin Michael put down that time.
I agree.
So I think a good time here to shoot for these drivers are 52.3 to 52.5, 52.6s, obviously, to be considered into the top 10. And then after that, you're just trying to figure out the car. From what Judd was saying, I don't know if you caught any of that, he's just trying to wait to the end, pit strategy if it comes to that, or just staying out of the mess. And there was a couple of times on Thursday, I know you missed that one, Panic, but the front straightaway coming off of turn 4, that's where we saw two big ones take out multiple guys over that race. Just, sliding off of 4, hitting that wall, coming off of it like Kyle Petty, and into everyone else.
Oh, the front stretch at Indianapolis is so dangerous because it's the only portion on the track where you can't escape. If somebody spins the tires on the start, you have nowhere to go because if you go low, there's a wall. If you go high, there's a wall. It's the only place on this track that's the dangerous zone.
Yes, that is true. Checkered flag technically out. Anyone that can do another lap will get one. And Justin Michael atop of the boards. Well, he proves us wrong. How about that? Smallwood family out there.
Yeah, Justin hit a 52.059 as it stands right now with Randy Arms at a 52.22.
Now that is some serious time he put down. That makes his practice time. I'm like, he's put too much rubber on the track. He can't get to it. Nope. He absolved that equation real quick. About 30 seconds, and we'll get to that running order. Quick shout out to the rest of our sponsors here at Loose Lug Nuts Racing. Obviously, Bruzy Racewear USA here on our Sunday. Saturday sponsor, Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop in Port St. John, Florida. Support the Troops Truck Series and American Sim Network on Thursday. RaceGear.com. Lugnut TV, over the top paints and designs. MaxSpeedTV. Big shout out to those guys.
2 seconds left here in qualifying. So qualifying is concluded here at Indianapolis. Justin Michaels will take the pole at a 52.059.
Yep, that is for sure official. Switching over the server, going to bump on over the guys loading up. Give them a second, and I'll go down that running order really quickly. I see about 30 drivers logged in, so yeah, I'm just about right on those numbers. Probably our biggest race since Thursday with the driver amount. Well, let's go ahead since he's not getting down there just yet, or I haven't seen him move down to the starting grid. But Justin Michael, like Panic said, 52.059. Randy Arms, 52.29 with the outside pole, so that 83 machine 2/10 off the fast time. Not going to matter much here in the draft early on. Jeff Merck starting 3rd. Daniel Smallwood 4th. Aaron Bennett 5th. Kyle Chadwick 6th. Mark Jackson 7th. Mitchell Reeves 8th. Kevin Winter 9th. Topper Dugas 10th. Ronald Klein 11th. Brandon Murray 12th, Jared Daniels 13th, Travis Browder 14th, Ken Richardson 15th, Trey Galgan 16th, Trent Drum 17th, Jeff Gilmore 18th, Brandon Thornhill 19th, Andrew Feston 20th, Ray Richard 21st, James Brown 22nd, and Matt Egan out there in the old Bluey 057 23rd. Non-qualifiers were Judd Danielson 24th, Brandon Needham 25th, John Shulcheski 26th. Good old Panic Robert Matisse here will be 27th if he gridded up. 28th, Chris Chief Shaw. 29th, John Henderson. 30th, Tyler Needham. And 31st, Jeremy Crandall.
Really shocked with the qualifying effort by the 18 back there in 14th.
Yeah, that's big makeup time for that 14th. I know I didn't get to it, so Mr. D'Amico is going to finish up with the running order, and we're going to look at points real quick because it's actually really important because we have tonight, next week at Texas, and then Watkins Glen, and then we have a drop race. So everything's going to change. Let's get the points really quickly as these guys get fired up and have a one-lap warm-up. Daniel Smallwood first in the points. Second, Justin Michael, who is just on a tear in all three divisions. Kyle Chadwick up to third. Tyler Needham fourth. Keith Haney not logged in again tonight. He's fifth, so he's going to drop even further. Randy Arms looking to continue his bounce back. Trent Drum, consistent finishes, or at least finishing the race, gets him 7th, 8th. As Mitchell Reeves after missing last points race. Mark Jackson 9th. Judd Danielson 10th. John Shulcheski 11th with Brandon Thornhill. Ray Richard 13th. John Henderson 14th. Jeff Merck returns after losing 9 spots. He's 15th. Trey Galgan out there tonight 16th. Ronald Klein 17th. Josh Scott 18th. Jared Daniels 19th. And Travis Browder 20th. There's your top 20 in points with about 3 weeks, including tonight, remaining with no drop points.
Yeah, getting down to the nitty-gritties, getting ready to start the run for the championship here at Loose Lug Nuts.
Yep. Like I said, we're finishing up Indianapolis this week. We got Texas, which is going to be a great track to be at. And then we got Watkins Glen. Then there's a drop race. And then we head to the final non-chase race at Daytona, which is going to be exciting, Panic. But we still got to get there first. We got to worry about the 62 laps here at Indy tonight.
I think the wild card actually, I mean, it's a drop race, don't get me wrong, but besides Daytona would be Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen, they've been doing the official there. The S's is loose, so that could be wild.
All right, well, there goes that ugly Ford Mustang pace car waiting for the flagman on this initial start.
Ready, green flag.
Green, green, green is the call. Off goes Justin Michael, not spinning the tires this time like he did on Thursday. 83 on his outside now is going to be the time to pass as we head down in turns 1 and 2.
So side by side through the field, about 12 rolling deep, they worked their way up a 2. Randy Arms saying, yeah, congrats on the pole, but you're not leaving the opening lap.
Now we got a ton of people out there on YouTube. Side-by-side action up front like you were talking about, Panic. 87-0 just inks that one out. Back there in third looks to be Jeff Merck in the MaxSpeedTV machine, just ahead of Daniel Smallwood.
Michael will lead lap 1 here at Indianapolis, followed by Randy Arms and Jeffrey Merck. Your top 3 is a complete 1 lap at Indy.
Randy Arms, Justin Michael out front. Nothing new. Those two guys are going to start to mix it up. Justin Michael loves Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He had a pretty good shot to win Thursday, barring that late caution. Won last night, looking for win number 2 tonight. There's a lot of guys that want to spoil that, and we're back to single file racing with some maneuvers going on towards the back.
Yeah, they got single file very, very quickly here. It took 1 lap. Everybody trying to get in rhythm, still trying to see what this car does. You see a lot of rubber on the bottom lane, Jeff, as they work their way into the corners.
Yeah, I don't know. People are breaking loose. If they get below that white line towards that rumble strip, Panic, it looks like some of them are breaking loose. Now's the time, I think, if you're sitting back there in the back, we see a couple guys move left on the front straightaway like they have the room to do it. Not quite sure, but I think right now you got to save tires if you're not up front where these top 5 are.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said in that opening practice, if you got under that white line down by the rumble strips going in the corners, it was very greasy, like to your point. Might be a lot of dirt down there. They don't really do a fantastic job of cleaning off the track anywhere in iRacing servers.
Oh, big contact. Not sure where it started, but I think I saw the 78 involved. I think the 2's involved. So that's Kevin Winter, Brandon Murray. Maybe the 33 might have been involved. A lot of teammates I just mentioned involved in that. But I think maybe Kyle Chadwick was also involved into it. Jared Daniels. A lot of early mix-up as we saw that camera turn and guys head down to the bottom. And Miss Michelle out there on YouTube with a misspell. It's okay. We know what you meant. Big gap now behind 5th place.
Yeah, Jeff, looks like Mark went to go do the side draft on Kyle, turned him sideways, and Winters just bailed out of it thinking there was going to be a massive one, and they all saved it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're doing the exact opposite of, what we saw them do in practice. So this is kind of abnormal. They were just, eating every inch that they could during practice, messing one another up, and it looked like a bad race going forward, but, then they come out of here and start looking a little bit different.
That's Luckily, Michael opening up a gap of a lead right now, half a second over Randy Arms and Jeffrey Merck.
Yep. Let's see. A quick spotlight on that 031 of Aaron Bennett. I know he got in late in the season, but what a good qualifying for him. Obviously, teammates with Justin Michael. That does help here at Indianapolis. That 031 keeping up with the rest of the pack, or the rest of the leaders, maintaining his starting position. I think if we come down to pit strategy or pitting, these guys out front can maneuver around one another with an inadequate pit from, like we saw, I think the 83, a reason why he didn't win Thursday was he got messed up in the back after making a bad pit during a caution. And that's where you don't want to be. Pitting may turn to be essential tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot more strung out than I was expecting, though, Jeff. I was expecting, them to be on top of each other for at least the opening 10 laps, and it is very, very strung out through the field.
So you got people out there looking at Travis Browder. We mentioned him during qualifying, Panic. At least you did. You're like, wow, the 18 didn't qualify so high. I mean, it's true. He didn't qualify 14th from where we saw him during practice. Probably dropped about 8 positions. Travis Browder, T-Rowdy, however you want to call him out there. But up to 10th, we just expected just a tiny bit more from him in qualifying. Just backed it down. Maybe didn't have a great line.
Yeah, that could be possible. Looks like a little bit of re-rate damage on the back of that Toyota. Nothing to be concerned about. Just a couple scratches.
And he seems to be getting really badly into the corner from what I can tell about that 18 machine. But, it's early on in the game. Can't pick it apart too much. Lap 7 around the speedway of 62. I think what the pit window here on the Cup cars at 70% fuel load that we run at Loose Load Notes Racing is, 20 laps, I think? 21?
I think the window's between 20 and 26. I know the Xfinity car last night was 23, so.
Well, who knows? With them singled out, they're going to definitely be burning more fuel, I think, not being able to draft efficiently or, in door-to-door contact, adding that extra draft.
88 Kyle Chadwick dropping like a rock after all that damage. The back end of that car very, very messed up in the 88 Hertz machine. Back end damage, right front is in the air.
Oof. Oh, no fast repair Panic as usual at Loose Load Notes Racing and the 3 main series. So He's got some making up ground due tonight. Just got to have to force that car. See, got people out there looking at the number 3 machine. We'll go back and look at Mark Jackson. He is running in the 7th position.
A little quick on the right front of the 3racegear.com Chevrolet. He's bearing down on Mitchell Reeves.
Yeah, he's got a teammate in front of him. I think they're just going to settle out here. Mitch, you know, Smallwood and Merck and Randy have their own line. Justin's, you know, almost checked out, but getting reeled back in. We'll get to that in a moment. That 3 machine looks pretty decent where he's at. I don't think he's pressing too much on Mitch, though. If he wanted to, he could step it out on that front straightaway.
Yeah, just burning time, burning laps. Long race here in Indianapolis. 62 laps is a minimum an hour without caution, so long way to go here.
Let's see who else. I think we saw the number 8. We'll get to him. Let's see where the 12 is running at the moment. 12 of Trent Drum. Wow, he's way back here. And 29th. Let's go look way in the back here. I don't think this is one of Trent's favorite tracks. We mentioned how well he was doing in points. He's going to have cars drop out if he's going to maintain that 7th spot in points. Because 29th place points will not do it here at Indianapolis for that 12 machine.
No, and Indianapolis is either a love or hate. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. You either struggle or you don't. Like, there's such a difference in between times here. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think Trent himself, qualifying-wise, was at least... it looks like... Yeah, he was about 6/10 off the leaders that did qualify, so... A lot of time for the 12, but good to look at to see where he's at. 29th place, like you said, a long way to go, but who knows. We'll get back. Let's see that 8 machine of Daniel Smallwood. I saw a call out for him, as always, on MaxSpeedTV YouTube chat. And that newish number, it's not so new now, the 8 Cabela's Bass Pro Shop. I believe he has even a little Brucey Raceware USA logo on the left rear.
Yeah, pretty car for the 8 machine there. Kind of a throwback there with the Bass Pro shops on it, little RCR paint scheme, but still looks good.
Oh yeah, he's rolling around in 4th. You know, I think he had a better shot at winning Thursday, maybe even last night, than he does tonight, because it looks like 2.5 seconds off the pace is not going to cut it. But again, 10, 11, 12 laps in here, not really too much to worry about. 87 could have the worst pit stop in the world, so we don't know. I don't expect them to, but people want to take full advantage. If you're going to beat the best guy in the league at the moment, you got to wait for them to mess up and take full advantage of that. And right now, I think it's easy enough to say that, you know, Justin Michael, with the wins he's pulled off and top 5s he's pulled off, can be marked up towards the top with best in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's also amazing that the top 5 here at Indianapolis very much spread out. But man, you go back to where Mitchell Reeves is in 6th, all the way back to looks like 13th for Kevin Winter, under a blanket as they go into turn 3 here.
Yeah, we'll go back and look at that 0-2 real quick of Mitchell Reeves before we get on to the next driver called out.
He did have one behind him now
down
Topper.
pit road. Yeah, that's 33 Topper Dugas, and he had a great finish on Thursday. I can't tell if he ran Saturday or where he did finish.
Jeff Gilmore was the car on pit road, just in case you're wondering.
Wow, 57 early to pit road.
Ronald Clyde also on pit road.
Early, you know, they may be coming up against that fuel window. If you're going to do an early pit, I personally like to do them at the end of the race to have a full length of fuel, the car being, you know, the lightest towards the end. But, you know, that's me. Here they're just going to stretch that number. 0-2 Mitchell Reeves, like you said, leading this group around, about to stretch it out himself, that 33 machine. Just leading what he can.
See the cars coming off pit road here as they work their way into turn 2 for Justin Michael, who has led all 14 laps here in Indianapolis. And right now has a 2-second lead over Randy Arms, and, well, 1.9 for that matter, and 2 seconds over Jeffrey Merck.
Yep, 0.9 over Jeff
Merck
Merck,
just took that position.
Yeah, Merck just swapped that up for a second, just missed it as the camera angles would have changed over from the front end of 87. Now 60, Randy Arms may be falling off on tires or trying to readjust his strategy for the middle portion of this race. Now let's see, I'm going to scroll here a little bit and see what other cars. We got to the 8, I think, 12, 18, we got to the 12, said, let's see. We had some early call-outs for Jared Daniels there. Let's move over to that 50 machine who I actually got to talk to during Thursday's broadcast. Jared Daniels rolling around on an 11th position at the moment.
Yeah,
One of my favorite paint schemes there, Panic. I know I used to roll around in the Glock machine myself, but good to see it back on a car.
Yeah, right now trying to get 10th from Richardson, who is trying to get 8th from Mark Jackson, who is over the back of Travis Browder. Browder, after that 14th qualifying run, has moved his way up to 9th very slowly here on lap 15.
Yep, Browder moving up there. Jared Daniels, he himself has moved up a couple positions. There he goes with a move on the 16 of Ken Richardson. Richardson holds that high outside. Good pass there from Jared Daniels. Both those teammates right there, Jared Daniels, Ken Richardson, probably just shaking it up. They're in the same team speak, able to afford that type of move.
I always thought it was weird to me, and we did it back in the day, you know, was when you get teammates like that are in different manufacturers. Kind of something different you don't see in the real world.
Most of those guys, I believe, run around in Fords, but I think Jared Daniels may be the odd man out. Or I could have it backwards. Let's see. I'm going to pick a person at random here. A guy I thought that would do a little bit better, but he was involved in a little bit of a mix-up early on. Running around in 13th position right now is Kevin Winter in that 78. I'm going to check around his car to see if he has damage. He was running top 10-ish when he got mixed up with someone else's ordeal. Like you said, he shot it down to the bottom.
Yeah, went down to the apron and turned forward trying to miss the crash between Kyle Chadwick and Mark Jackson's contact. I don't see any scratches on the 78. As soon as I say that, he gives one to the 49.
That's Trey Galligan in that 49 machine. He logged in really late. Didn't have a lot of practice in front of him. Kevin probably just dealing with the fact that he's now stuck back not where he wants to be. Unfortunately, keeping true to his word this week of staying with the Budweiser machine. Oh boy, is he coming to pit road? Wow, he got really close to that cone.
Got close to that wall too. Trying to work past Mark Jackson here. Mark Jackson really loses spots. Jeff lost about 4 in that lap right there. I'll get out eventually.
Yeah, well, he'll get it down there, but I think Mark Jackson has to hold the insider. I think we're seeing the tire loss come, to about 100% right here. Truthfully, they're probably running closer to the bottom of the 80% tire tread markings right now with some of the way they're getting around these corners. Kevin probably not that way, but a lot of them are. That you see, Mark Jackson's slipping that much. Kyle Chadwick probably damaging tires himself. We'll see a lot of guys go backwards at this point in the waning laps of fuel range too.
Yes, definitely. And 18 laps in here at Indianapolis, caution-free. Justin Michael led all of them. Really surprised to be caution-free, but then again, they went green to flag last night, so.
Hey, I'm disappointed that it was not broadcast last night because, we've seen a lot of caution events lately, and, those need to be up there too because sometimes you just have great races. They may not be that great for our viewers out there, which I'm going to refresh this page because it's sitting at 25, and I'm trying to wonder We got 27 active viewers. Wow. Thank you, everyone. I really well appreciate it. I know there's not a lot of Max Speed coverage out there, but over here at Loose Lug Nuts Racing, we are here tonight at Indianapolis. Everyone coming over, watching, thank you. I can't say it enough. Hit that like button, subscribe if you need to. Tons of content out there other than just Loose Lug Nuts Racing. But, you know, on other nights, watch here tonight, but other nights go enjoy something else, and we'll see what you like out here on MaxSpeedTV based on the amount of views.
Really surprised that Jeff Merck and Daniel Swalward are not closing in on Justin at all. Justin out there running by himself with a 2-second lead over both of those guys who are drafting, Jeff.
Yeah, they're drafting Justin. It's really turned into old style car. Now
Jeff,
the handling. Oh, yep, here we go. Let's stick with that 60 machine. Justin Michaels stays out in the extra lap, which is probably the smart thing from the leader. But here comes Jeff Merck with some right side damage. I'm looking at that panic.
Yeah, I was just going to notice that too. Kevin Winter is also on pit road, right? Or I'll get it out eventually. This is new to me. Randy Arms also on pit road.
Yeah, 83 Randy Arms. Jeff Merck not going to be able to get that damage repaired. Hopefully, when that tire changer can take the pop-a dent and knock out that right front a little bit.
3 cars on pit road here as we work lap 21. Really surprised that I've seen Ronald Klein and them pit at 13. Unless they're trying to make it a 3-stop race instead of a 2. Some people do work Indianapolis like it's a road course.
That could be true. There goes Jeff Merck, Randy Arms, the rest of them. Justin Michaels staying out another lap there, panic. So 87 going to pass these guys up for a lap. He was 2 seconds ahead of them before fresh tires. Let's see what he can do. Maybe he's worried about that caution. We've seen a lot of string of cautions at Loose Lug Nuts lately right at pit stop time.
Oh, Michael, every time I follow him for a lap, he scares me because he gets right as close as you can get to turn 1's wall going into the corner, and it's just, I've seen a couple scratches, but no paint taken off the 87 yet.
Yep, just laying down his logo on that right-hand side, I guess. Got to scrape it in the same spot to get it imprinted. I'm just out here looking at this 87 at the moment. Here he comes. Let's watch our leader. It looks like he got down to speed just in time. 60 miles an hour, the speed limit on pit road. Obviously, you can push it just a tiny bit in certain spots before the timing loop comes up.
It's a crawling 60. I mean, you're doing 180 miles an hour on the track, and they get on pit road and it's 60 miles an hour, and I'm pretty sure the pit road's a mile long as he hits his box perfectly.
Yep, good stop into the box, at least from the 87. Didn't have to do the S-turn to get in.
It's like a routine pit stop, 4 tires, fuel, no damage repair. Comes out John Force style at 90-degree angle as he leaves pit road here into turn 1.
Daniel Smallwood is our new leader. Let's catch up to see where he's at. Has he pitted yet, or?
No, he hasn't. He just passed it again.
Okay, well, stretching it. I mean, Wes always told us to stretch it as much as possible there, Panic, but this might be stretching it beyond the leader. If the leader's 2 laps newer on tires, the fastest guy on track, you kind of don't want that disadvantage.
Unless he's trying to make it a 2-stop race. I mean, that's the only thing I could see that be gaining, but at the same time, he's losing so much time with that. Also, another thing to point out, Justin Michael had a worse pit stop than Jeffrey Merck and Randy Arms. It's behind them as they work off turn 4 right now.
We'll have to see if that tire difference comes in. Not so much early on in the first 5 laps. Of course, we were really confused about that also. At the beginning of the race, how quickly they strung out. Daniel Smallwood continues to lead this race. A guy I wanted to see if he would pit, or when he would pit, obviously he would need to pit, would be Randy Arms. I'm not sure if he's pitted just yet, or
yeah, he pitted with Merck.
Justin Michael. Yeah, he did. It looked like he was saving fuel. 3 wide here, 87, 83, 60.
60 backing out of it. 87 backs out the late minute. 83 packs it down in there. Let's see if that will work for them at the moment. They worked their way into turn 4 here. Back to single file. Merck sliding a little bit. Ooh, that 60's loose. Whee!
60 has a little bit more on the right-hand side to give now that he's already pancaked the wall. 87 really working Randy Arms here. Randy just does not want to. If I was Randy, I would want to give up the position. You want 87 to burn tires, fuel, momentum, whatever he can burn up behind you rather than in front of you.
Oh yeah, you want to make him work for it, maybe even get him to hit the wall, trying to follow you. Anything you can do. This dude had a 2-second lead over you when pit stop started. So you want to do anything you can to mess up his game.
Yeah, he's doing a masterful job at it. Blocking the inside, getting back up in time to get corner entry. Randy Arms. I think this is probably the best strategy, hoping for a caution. There goes Justin Michael quick in the middle of the corners there.
Wash up! Oh, that's tight.
Oh, boy. Front straightaway, this is where we've seen him, but Justin Michael not going to get the nose at the line. Randy Arms still on the outside. I don't think he can hold it too much, but he's going to squeeze down the 87. 87 is not going to be able to carry the momentum off the corners. Good move by Randy Arms.
And textbook Indianapolis racing here as they work their way into turn 2. Randy Arms working everything he can to that side draft and the outside, which I thought would come into play, but I didn't think it would come into play that well.
I see Kyle Chadwick off the pit road there just as we maneuvered our camera on by. There goes Justin Michael there. He may be looking to use, I think that's Jeff Gilmore as a pick. Gilmore's going to have to choose inside or outside. Who's going to lose this situation if they come close to him in the corners?
Very tight down the front stretch, side by side. Randy Arms will not quit as they both get the draft from Gilmore. Both of them hanging on to a tail light here as they work down the front stretch and start finish line going into turn 1 to start lap 27 here. 3 wide, right through the middle. Randy Arms just demanding to stay on that outside quarter panel of Justin Michael. Got to be careful though not to put himself on the wall.
Yeah, he tried to move Gilmore as much to the high side as possible. I think that's the best position Gilmore could have put himself in that 57. Just staying high may not have helped Randy Arms in that situation. So we'll have to see with the next lap car coming up. This is probably the most exciting portion of the race we've seen so at this point of racing here tonight. Lap 27 around the speedway.
Chris Shaw will be the next lap down car they'll try to pass. As they work down the front stretch, Justin Michael did take the lead as Smallwood and the rest of them pitted that last time by we were a little focused on what was going on between these two guys. So they ended up doing like 25 to 27 laps, which is still a 2-stop race. They still would have to stop again.
Oh, 87 messed up there. 05 on the corner exit. I'm not sure what's going to happen with 83. 83 tails him. Oh, big block.
Michael burying it so hard into the corner and making it work. Arm slips a little bit.
That little bit of a block slowdown there from the 83. 83 lost a lot of momentum with the 05 and whatnot. Now they get by him. Justin Michael's probably going to step out and go away from this for the moment.
Mark trying to reel back in. Gotta believe the 60 and the 88 are hoping for a caution here. As Mark smacks the fence again. Not a hard contact, just a light tab, but still. Hey, you can't give that much when you already have damage on that side of the car.
All right. I'm scrolling through here. Mr. D'Amico, do we have a crank it up cam tonight? Crank it up cam. Do we have that? Well, next week, Miss Eisenhower, please remind Mr. D'Amico to load up the crank it up cam, and we'll get that for you. I know that's always fun. All right, so we'll be better prepared. Probably be a lot nicer to hear next Sunday, anyways, at Texas. These cars are a little bit spaced out, so it'll probably be a little bit of a back and forth between audio sounds.
Tell you what, that thing gonna be fantastic at Watkins Glen and Daytona.
Oh yeah, we'll get down there and look at the different angles, especially at Watkins Glen as we go through the S's and the bus stop and the backstretch. That's always a fun race to call, and you'll see a lot of guys that you haven't step out and do a masterful job. There's road course racers and that there's circle track racers, and there's a big difference here on iRacing, I think.
Just want to throw out there because I think it's funny. Randy Arms just texted in the race chat that 87 has more horsepower. Thought that was pretty funny.
Oh boy, I missed that one.
Which he looks like he does right now. I mean,
yeah. He just might have an extra horse under that hood. We don't know.
I mean, it's a Camry, so no, I'm just kidding. Right now has a 1.5 second lead over Randy Arms, does Justin Michaels, as we work lap 31 here at Indianapolis. Cars are free from the start.
Yeah, halfway here, Mr. Matisse, and Justin Michael seems to be cream of the crop. If we're going to go green to checkered, the only way you're going to get that messed up is pit strategy. You got to do a short pit at the end, and hopefully he has a bad pit stop and you're so many seconds out front he never catches you. That's the only way I can see it happen. I know Kevin Fetty did it last year. Can anyone else do it?
I have to find out another 31 laps. Right now, let's give a shout out to my boy Blue. Matt Egan in the 057 right now. Back there running his 16th, battling with... Give me a second here. Brandon Mayhem. Typically not in the race car, Jeff.
No, I know you getting used to seeing car paints, car numbers. You're usually just focused on the guy in front of you or behind you, given the situation. So, Matt Egan here working around on the lead lap at least, 16th spot. Brandon Needham, brother of Tyler Needham, who is top 10 in points. We'll see where Tyler is here in a second. I think Tyler's further back. He's actually in 20th. We'll get to him real quick. I see the guy I missed earlier from a call out was Ray Richard. Let's go back to that 44 machine. He's not doing so hot tonight, but still 44 of Ray Richard going around the speedway collecting laps in his Sim Motorsports machine.
Be a Bruzy Raceware on the back bumper of that machine?
Oh, yeah. That is for sure Sim Motorsports and Bruzy Raceware sponsoring Ray Richard out here on his Cup car with that paint, and usually we see him in a Pro Automotive. I know Ray Richard won the Christmas paint there with John Hendrick and Over the Top Paints Designs. Congrats to him.
A battle working up right now. Mark Jackson and the 49 battling as they work their way into turn 2. 4 cars under a blanket there with Richardson, Jackson, Gogging, and Reeves. Reeves looking for Trey wide.
Trey Galgan there with that 49. Mitchell Reeves pushing the 49 for whatever purpose. Maybe doesn't want to be behind his teammate Mark Jackson anymore. Mitchell having some bad points nights lately. And he already said, he already said Indy wasn't his spot to be, but usually Rocksteady Mitch up there in the top 5s. I don't think he's going to cut it this week at Indy.
No, another car that surprised me also is one that pitted early. Ronald Klein back there is 15th, I believe.
16th place. Yeah, 16th place right now. Ronald Klein. Let's move on back to that 76 machine.
All right, he's one of the cars that pitted at lap 13.
What was that, Mr. D'Amico? 76 still in that Christmas scheme. Go ahead, Panic.
Oh, one of the cars that pitted early, and you can tell the tires are just gone on that 76 as he lets Ray Richard by.
He's really stretching the fuel, I bet, and tires, obviously. I don't know, like I said in the beginning there when we were talking about them guys going in early to pit, it's just a bad combo in my opinion. Of short pitting the first pit, knowing you could go green to checkered.
Yeah, and I agree, because I'm going to run it till I got 0.1 left in that tank because you never know how strategy works out. And let's say you save fuel. All right, you're going to make it to the end. You're running the lead. You got 13 seconds. Bang. Somebody snaps their fingers, cautious waves. Now that was for nothing.
Yep. Burn it all till it's gone. All right, let's move back up front to that 87. We're going to keep a fixed camera up towards the front here, and we'll talk about some different things.
Open it up to 3.5 seconds. Good grief.
Yeah, that's sometimes we've seen in the past there, Panic, of leaders just stepping away and lapping people and wondering where they find the horsepower or the extra line movement or how they can roll the center of the corner better. Justin Michael just seems to have the nose of lately, and especially here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, they definitely not see this coming with the cup car package and the new tire and all the other aspects that came into this. The weather, just didn't see one guy cracking the whip and walking away. It does have a little crinkle on the right rear quarter panel under the tactical, but that obviously ain't hurting anything.
No, it's definitely not, unless the guys behind them decide to figure out something different. Randy Arms and Daniel Smallwood, 2-3 in that equation. Really not much disparity. Jeff Merck, 4th. The guy we'll talk about when we get cameras back will be in 5th place will be Travis Browder, because I mean, if we had to pick a story of a guy that didn't qualify up to our standards of where we're used to seeing him qualify and then finding it, that 18 machine can still roll around pretty well.
Yes, definitely. Another thing I want to point out here that I know personally as a racer, and you can emphasize on this, there's nothing worse than being in 2nd place and watching the leader walk away. And there's nothing you can do about it.
No, you're like, oh, gosh, points, but gosh, I want to race someone. And it's terrible for Randy Arms or whoever finds himself in 2nd. The 83 just is just wondering what he can do. He clearly sees he's the 2nd fastest guy on the contact. Big contact, 33.05. No caution.
Stay green. Just looked like hard racing for the lucky dog gone wrong, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll have to. Well, let's go back and watch it real quick on Mr. D'Amico's end. 33.05.
05 Chris Shaw at 25th.
No, I got it back on my end. 33.05, both lap down. 05 a little bit wiggle off the corner, it looks like. Not really sure. There was actually no physical contact, but iRacing said there was. At least on my end, Panic. I don't know if you saw anything different.
Just Chris running the high line got a little loose, and Topper under him got a little tight, and they just met in the middle. Little slight, like beyond slight contact. Like I can't explain to you how slight that contact was. It's like a little kid pointing hitting him with the finger. That's how slight it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that it didn't come from the leaders, and we were talking about that pit stop strategy of Ronald Klein. It was almost messed up, like you were talking about. Snap of the fingers, 2 guys racing for spots, and it doesn't go the way of the 33 machine.
8-car Daniel Smallwood working his way off pit road here through that commotion.
So first set of pit stops from the leaders.
Other thing I'm looking at, Ray Richards back at 15th. A gaggle of cars under a blanket right there for that position. It's like Ray Richards, Brandon Needham, Judd Danielson, Matt Egan, and Tyler Needham all under a blanket as they work their way down the front stretch here for 15th.
I see Jeff Merck down there on pit road, so the 60 pitting. 21 laps remaining, so this is like at the very edge of pit stops that they can do. So 60's gonna have to crunch the numbers, and so does the 8.
Mark Jackson working his way down pit road now as I'm on board with him.
All right, let's see. We'll go back up towards our leader, Justin Michael. because it's going to matter when he pits. Jeff Merck got out in front of him, so a quick stop from the 60.
A lot of cars taking on pit road. Mark Jackson, Mitchell Reeves, Kevin Winters, Randy Arms, Aaron Bennett, all on pit road at this moment.
Let's see what our leader 87 does. That's a ton of cars. 87 angles down pit road. So here comes our leader. We'll keep an eye with our leader to see what happens, because this looks to be the final pit stop of the night. 87 adjusting, Mike.
Smallwood did get out in front of Merck there. Just pointing that out real quick. He goes into 3. Merck is working down the backstretch. Now those are the first 2 cars that pitted.
Justin Michaels tires into the stop, but no roll through.
Another group of cars back towards the pack, pitting.
4 and away, a little bit of a slow stop exit, but still a good stop from the 87. See where he comes out. Smallwood passes him.
Depending on how the pit stops go, he's going to be in something that he ain't been in all night. That's traffic.
Yeah, Justin Michael has really had to work, one car at a time, and now he's got all 4 of those guys in front of him.
Smallwood also having a fight with that. Michael gets loose off the corner, has to roll out of it. Ran
Yeah,
with new tires on that 87.
He was so used to those old things turning his car too much.
Brandon Murray right now with the lead, which is all for naught because he hasn't pitted yet.
Same thing with Thornhill, Needham. All those guys in front of him working right now, other than Smallwood, have not pitted. Smallwood with fresher tires, battling. That stinks for that 8 machine that he wasn't able to escape more from the 87.
Yeah, and he's not getting any kind of help from the guys that he's trying to pass either, which is understandable. I mean, we're all out here racing.
2 at 1 shot. There goes the 8 of Daniel Smallwood. Puts a little bit of blockade between him and the 87. Not really, because the 87 might just roll through the outside of these guys.
He does.
Yep. 21-20 there, going to pit, so 87 now has to track down just Daniel Smallwood in front of him. Brandon Murray technically still leads this race. Brandon Thornhill, but they're waiting on a caution, I think, or playing some type of fuel strategy.
Yeah, that's got to be the caution because they can pretty much make it from here, on, to my understanding. So they're just hoping for a caution, which probably isn't going to happen the way this night is gone. I'm hoping I say that causes one, but...
Yeah, it's called the announcer's curse. It's like bringing up a driver, talking about a driver. They seem to find the wall or, their competitor.
Murray in a gaggle of cars right now.
Yep, getting messed up. I was going to take a moment to look at that 73 machine. I know I've called them out for sponsoring the Saturday race real quick. Jeremy Crandall scoops old-fashioned ice cream, Saturday sponsor here at Loose Lugness Racing on MaxSpeedTV. Another quick shout-out since we didn't get to see that race last night, which is turning out to be about the same style of racing tonight here, Panic.
Michaels is going to go past Smallwood as they work off turn 2. No fight at all. That will be the challenge for the lead when this thing cycles through. Yeah, same thing last night. They did 51 laps here in Indianapolis, green to checker, and we're 44 in, no caution. So looks like the same thing, kind of a little bit strung out here as Murray looks like he's either rolling out of it or getting ready to pit. He's pitting. He's pitting.
Thornhill's pitting. We'll have to see where that's going to put those guys a lap down. I don't know. They were probably part of that crew that did an early pit, or maybe they just got strung out so far.
To the field here. Mark Jackson back at 15th. Golding at 13th. Richardson 12th. Cameron Winter's only up to 11.
And Randy Arndt probably had a bad pit stop or something because he's still fighting through. He's technically up to third at the moment, well, with Jeff Merck trailing. But Randy, I expect him to be second. Daniel Smallwood stepped up into that place with that 8 machine.
I was back there battling with Merck. They worked their way into turn 3, 4, lap 46 here. Pretty much strung out through the field pretty good.
Yeah, lap 27, key point of this one, Randy Arms and Justin Michael were side by side. Y'all are live for that one out here on YouTube with MaxSpeedTV. Again, tons of viewers here tonight, and again, thank you from all of us here announcing, doing cameras, participating. If you get a chance to just say hello, tell us why you're here. If you're new to MaxSpeedTV, tell us how you found us. I hope to see you back again.
Yeah, don't get discouraged just because it's cost you free here at Indianapolis doesn't mean it's going to be in Texas, because Texas are going to be on top of each other even worse than they are now. So,
yeah, 190 miles an hour at this track, 199 miles an hour at Texas, and like Panic just said, mile-and-a-half track with this aero package can guarantee you they will be stacked up.
yeah, Texas is a very hot slit track. It's always going to be that way, so definitely a lot of loose race cars next week. Yes, you can go flat out with the new car, don't get me wrong. You know, this setup and tires, you can go flat out till lap 5.
Yeah, well, lap 5 next week is when the talent has to kick in rather than the right foot.
Justin Michaels working around Kyle Chadwick to lap him, the 23rd place car. First car one lap down.
And he'll be first car 1 lap down for a little bit. Let's see, we got 30 drivers that took the green flag here tonight. 29 probably still on the speedway at this moment. Pretty good numbers here tonight after working through the Christmas and the New Year's holiday. Drivers getting back into action, rolling around Loose Lug Nuts Racing, and it's courses that we have lined up at Indy tonight, Texas next week, followed by Watkins Glen and Daytona to round out our regular season. So incredible tracks to kick off the new year, and that's what it's going to be about. Getting to the end of the regular season. Right now, the guys out front and the guy out front seems to be the dominant car, and other drivers are going to have to calculate as they go into Texas and the rest of those tracks that I just mentioned of what to do to slow down the 87.
Travis Barber worked his way up to 7th at the start of 14th, all the way to back of Mitchell Reeves. They work off turn 4 here to start lap 50, come to complete lap 49. He's going to work down the inside of Mitchell as they work down the front stretch.
Yeah, I think Browder, I saw him close to 4th place before that fuel window opened up. Let's see if he gets back to a top 5. That's where I thought the 18 machine was going to be.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic in qualifying. I guess he didn't have any help. I don't know for sure. I didn't watch his qualifying. But very uncharacteristic of making it work now.
Yep. And not sure what the 18 machine has left here, but he's got a few there. Panic, I think he got an open mic. There we go. But beyond that, tons of things going on. We've had Johnny Smith tuning in here as of late. I think Johnny Smith. I'm going to say that wrong. I'm going to go check. Timothy Smith. Sorry about that. Not Johnny, but yeah. And so Timothy Smith has been joining us on the cast here on MaxSpeedTV ASN and checking out Facebook page. But that's another thing we would like people to do. If you're interested in what's going on at Loose Lug Nuts and sponsor-wise or just driver-wise, you want to come join us. Openings will probably start at the end or the beginning of March. As soon as the season ends, Last race date, I think, is March the 3rd or something around that time frame. So stay tuned for that. Go check out the Facebook page, all the info you can, how to reach sponsors, the league admins, just staying involved in the league dirt-wise. We do have dirt, and that's in its own separate division on the iRacing page. Let's get back up front and see the 5-second gap we have here with our leader, Justin Michael. Daniel Smallwood with second place. Seems to have that written down pretty well. Top 3 not going to change here in the final 10 laps that we're going to hit at this mark. 10 finger is going to come down next time we see the front stretch.
Yeah, that 87 machine is definitely put on the clinic tonight. Unless there's a caution, I don't see anything changing. Between him and Smallwood and Arms, Jeffrey Merck back and forth, Aaron Bennett is 5th, Travis Browder for 6th. Looks like Jared Daniels just passed Mitchell Reeves for 7th. Mitchell Reeves back to 8th, Kevin Winters is 9th, and Ken Richardson is top 10.
That's a good run from Ken Richardson then. That 16 machine, if we go back, he's getting a little bit of pressure from Trey Galgan at this moment. And looking to finish out Indianapolis inside the top 10, qualified 15th. There goes Trey Galgan with the move to the bottom, 49, looking below the 16 for 10th spot.
Side by sides to work their way into turn 4 here. Galgan will get that position on Richardson. As Kevin Winters works to the inside of Mitchell Reeves down the front stretch and lets him go because he knew he couldn't pass him at this moment.
Yeah, 49 with the pass there into the top 10. Kevin Winter did not make the pass on Mitchell Reeves. Let's go up and see what the 02 and 78 are doing, because I think we got a pass coming up real quick.
Going to push him down the backstretch here.
Yeah, Kevin's just setting him up for a potential front straightaway pass, in my opinion. Probably the safest place to do it, at least.
Only battle I've seen in the top 10 at the moment. So he's going to work it down the front stretch here.
78 trying to stop, wants to step out, doesn't think he can make a successful pass. Just pushing Mitch. He has all that power going into turn number 1. Some quick information here from the owner. Starting this month, January 8th, so that will be Wednesday. Sprint car series and the dirt division will be starting up. New series on Tuesday nights also. Stay tuned to that Facebook page previously mentioned for all that info, and hopefully we'll have that exact info come next Sunday that you can hear it. So great things there from our owner as we hit to the waning laps of this race.
Lap 56 here as Michael goes into turn 2, lapping Jeff. Give me a second here. Wrong person.
I think that's the 00.
James Brown, sorry. Brain fart there.
It's been a while since I've seen that 00.
Yeah, nice matte black paint scheme on that 00 though. Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Oh yeah, I love Black Rifle Coffee Company. Like I said, let's take a quick look at that paint scheme, because, you know, we see a lot of chrome out there lately. In the words of some very good painters out there, chrome's best done in moderation. However, this black matte there looks really well on that 00 machine.
Yeah, very, very pretty race car. I'm not a big fan of the matte or the chrome, but that does make that car look very good.
Well, there goes the 00. Unfortunately, a lap down or more at this one. Yeah, first car 1 lap down. And the next guy up is old Bluey Matt Egan for being put a lap down. Held on for 57 plus laps, and I think Matt Egan can pat himself on the back. Usually you can find him in the booth here with ASN and Loose Lemons, but Matt putting himself in the car like he did at Talladega. Have a decent race. I would struggle probably to stay on the lead lap at this point.
Yeah, I don't really see Justin Michaels getting to him. I mean, he got a 7-second lead. Why push it? Especially with that gaggle of the cars in front of you. I think I would just roll out easier, let it roll. I mean, he pretty much got everything he can give away at this moment. Only coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, you may be right on that. It's probably the safest thing. He's got quite a bit of block between him and second place and third place, or whatever you want to look at it. Why put your nose in a situation sometimes that won't be beneficial if something were to happen?
Randy Arrow's trying his dangest to get down to catch Daniel Smallwood as they work both in their turn 4. I don't know if he'll get there, but he's going to try as they come up on 4 to go. Arm's slinging that car.
Yeah, Randy really feels like he's the second place machine. I don't think he had that great of a pit stop, as I mentioned before, on that final round of pit stops. So Daniel Smallwood probably maybe just had a better pit stop, be a better conclusion without knowing. So the 8 now trying to defend points. Daniel Smallwood, technically first in points over Justin Michael, would only be a 2-point gap if they finish right now. Randy Arms doesn't want to, lose any more points to the 8 machine as it is. He has to keep them close going into the potential chase looking format. And I'm not sure if Randy Arms can get to him. It might be the point of the race at the end where they're door to door though.
Yeah, as I said, talking about Justin Michaels rolling out, not catching nobody, keeping your nose clean, he opened up an 8-second gap, so proved me wrong. And he is catching Boy Bluey of Matt Egan.
Yeah, he'll start putting that thing a lap down to that 057 shortly. I'm trying to look at the cars that are in front. Ronald Klein actually on pit road there, Panic, and isn't this like his 4th time on pit road?
Yeah, a very dismal night for Ronald. Was expecting a little bit more to him as Mark Jackson specs the fence on the front stretch. But, a little bit of damage on the left rear. That was a 76, so that might be why.
Yeah, looks like he almost backed that thing straight into a guardrail or something. Yeah, 3 to go out here. Get back up to our leader here in just a moment. Just looking around the speedway ourselves. Seeing if there's a... Oh! Aaron Bennett slams into the wall!
Caution.
Oh, wow.
Car real quick.
What car number is that?
031.
He was having a great run, too. It's going to be a GWC.
Yeah, this is Justin Michaels' mate, too.
Oh, it just gets out of the groove, smacks the fence, and goes right to the inside, like you said.
Oh, boy. If there's someone cursing at Aaron Bennett, it's Justin Michael.
Now the question becomes, I know we'll keep looking at the replay here, but you are Justin Michaels, Jeff. You've been out here for 25 laps. Are you going to pit on a green-white checker? Remember, we have 3 attempts.
We have 3 attempts, but you got to be out front, in my opinion, to win this race. And I don't know. I think Daniel Smallwood and Randy Arms are going to do the opposite of what Justin Michael does anyway. So as we view this replay again, I just don't know. I don't know what the right call is. I think Justin Michael makes the wrong call depending on what Randy Arms and Daniel Smallwood do.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if I'm Justin Michaels, I'm going to pit unless they don't. But at the same time, if I do pit, I'm taking 2.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you definitely... gosh, that's a terrible situation to be in for that 87.
I'll find out here real quick because they work into turn 3 under pace lap.
Yep, we're getting up here. Aaron Bennett's probably just kicking himself. We almost made it caution-free, but it's going to be labeled a green-white checkered finish from iRacing as it is officially popped up.
Work your way off turn 4 here. Let's see what happens. Remember, 3 attempts at green, white checker and lug nuts, so I think you're going to want tires.
Yeah, I think fuel also is a factor too.
Everybody looking like they're coming down. Everybody up here?
All right, well, we'll have to watch these guys. Daniel Smallwood has box number 4, Randy Arms box number 2, and Justin Michael obviously box number 1. So they're all going to be within camera range here. Boxes are decided on qualifying order.
Michael's got to hit a perfect pit stop here.
Oh, Smallwood with that pit stop.
That's going to cost him top 5 easily.
He's just got into the box. Nope, now into the box. Oh boy.
Michael's with 2 tires.
Good call from Panic. Yeah, he had to ensure he got out first.
Michael and Mark with 2 tires. Everybody else takes 4, so this could be interesting, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, but Justin Michael, he had to take tires in that situation. They all went with him, so that was a positive. He took 2 to ensure he went out first. Obviously, he didn't know Daniel Smallwood blew his box, but Randy Arms had a decent enough pit stop. However, Jeff Merck takes 2 tires and come out second.
Michael still might be good though, as we've seen all night, clean air, mega difference in Indianapolis, so he might be good even with the 2 against 4. First car with 4 tires is Randy Arms starting in 3rd.
Yeah, I have a moment here to shout out those sponsors again. Bruzy Racewear USA, your wear, your way. Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop, Port St. John, Florida. Support the Truck Series with ASN RaceGear.com. MaxSpeedTV, Lugnut TV, Over the Top Paints and Designs. And I forgot to call out Gavi Valley Painting for our starting grid. Sorry there, Mr. D'Amico.
So another thing too, what if Michael's left side tires are so hot that they spin here?
I mean, he was winning this race
Easily.
Thursday at least, easily tonight, and now he's in the same spot. He was 3rd place, I think, on the starting grid on Thursday night and spun the tires on the restart. But that was with 4 fresh ones. It was just a mistake we haven't seen from Justin Michael. Does he compound a good, bad weekend here at Indy? I mean, yeah, great showing Thursday, bad ending Thursday, great race last night, obviously winning it. Dominating tonight. Domination tonight.
In case you're wondering what a bad pit stop does, Daniel Smallwood goes from 2nd to 13th.
Wow.
Points later.
Well, speaking points-wise, the rest of the field's thankful. I know that Smallwood's family and Smallwood himself, Daniel, they're just kicking him. He got into the box really hot. I really...
Oh, he was going for that lead.
He was. He just smoked tires too much getting into it. And it whipped it right when he turned the wheel to correct. Bad pit stop there from Nate, and like Panic said, that's what it does. 2nd to 13th. Normally we would get an interview at this, but this is green-white checkered finishing at the end of the race. Let these drivers focus. The only opportunity they give us is at the end of the race, and I know I mentioned it, probably jinxed it, but that's where it normally happens for us at Loose Lug Nuts of late. Pit stops, and at the end. And I see 50 making a 2nd pit stop. He was 5th on the board. Yeah, I'm not sure about that call from Jared Daniels, unless he has damage.
See the way rounds go by here as we get ready to come to green. First attempt at a green white checker. Remember, you do have 3 attempts here at loose lug nuts.
Yeah, it gives them a lot of chances to get this thing right. We gotta watch how much they turn those tires back and forth on the speedway at the moment.
Well,
Them
Ken
side by
Richardson coming
side.
up. Heck of a night for him. Up to 4th after that pit stop.
Yeah, he's definitely looking like he could finish top 10. I know he was fighting for it. Travis Browder's there in 5th. This could open the door for a lot of people. And, you know, we're talking about spinning tires or people putting their noses where they can't. This is where you have to do it if you do it. There's just the opportunity wasn't, you know, given to them for them to do nothing with. They're going to try something, and, you know, all power to them here.
Quick run of the top 5 as they come and get ready to take the green into turn 3. Justin Michaels, Jeffrey Merck, Randy Arms, Ken Richardson, and Travis Browder are your top 5. Do we see another attempt at green white checker, or do they make it?
Well, the part of the race says no, but you know, green white checkered's a beast unto itself. So yes, I say 2 attempts.
It all depends on what Michael does on this start. It's initially what's going to cause what happens. Because you know Merck is going to pack that thing down into 1 as hard as he can.
Fresh tires. They both have 2. The front 2 guys, I will point out, they have 2 tires. Justin Michael can refire anytime he wants. There he goes. He's up and going. Green flag now showing officially. Jeff Merck going to lose a whole spot there to Randy Arms. Randy Arms with a great restart as we go down in turn 1.
Arms working his way. Browder, Richardson. What's going on there?
I saw like Browder go through Richardson.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay.
3-1,
Nice and clean.
49.
Trey Galgan around the 49. He is a points contender. We'll have to go back and see what happened. Three wide, like you said. Ken Richardson didn't ghost that time. 68 got the 49 out of the corner. Not the 68's fault at all there.
Smallwood got a piece
3
of
wide
that.
situation. Yeah, Smallwood get a piece of it and continue to get pieces of it. They went 4 wide after Trey Galgan spun. Well, what do y'all think out there? I know a lot of people were hanging on. It probably wasn't where we thought the caution was going to come from either.
Oh, it wasn't. Now you got Randy Arms sitting in 2nd on the newest tires.
Yeah, that's beneficial for the 83 there.
No, definitely going to blame it on you. They said there are going to be at least 2 attempts, so.
Yeah, that's my opinion. But yeah, no,
Well, your
it's
opinion
just
was right.
yeah, it's just the way it goes sometimes. And I thought the caution was going to come pretty quick. I don't know if the fans out there saw it. Let me know if you did, because maybe Mr. D'Amico held the camera angle there. We saw, I think it was Travis Browder like ghost right through Ken Richardson, who seemed to have, you know, a damage model happen after that because he started to fall way back.
And he lagged on the start, and then just like you said, Browder went through him, and all of a sudden now he's way back to. He's still 7th.
Yeah, but I'm just saying because Ken Richardson was on the high side of that 3 wide where Trey Galgan got spun out of the corner.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, obviously 18 had nothing to do with him going back, because I don't even think the 18 seen him if he didn't show up on his end. I'm not seeing any type of ping differences from these guys. The highest ping on the server is 68, and it's decently low in the 100s.
Hey, Kyle Chadwick, we'll get the lucky dog here as you get ready to pass everybody.
Oh,
They're crashing!
Oh boy,
that?
can we get a replay? Can we get a replay there on the 60 machine? He west, it looks like. That or his wheel locked to the right. Smallwood around too. Let's see what happened with that 60 machine. As we get into this replay here, he's all alone. Doesn't get touched. He gasses it. I can see the tire spin, and he goes, uh-oh, and tries to turn left, and it was way too late. Mr. D'Amico choking on air back here, but
You feel like such a dummy for doing that too.
I've done it. I've done it before too, Panic. I know we talked about it last time, but you know, I call it Wes in it because he did it at Atlanta. I think leading the race or something back in the day, and it was funny enough. But all right, let's back cockpit and see what Jeff Merck was doing. I'm gonna have to back it up real quick myself. All right, let's see what it looks like in there.
Yeah, from the onboard, you don't hear the RPMs change. It just look like he just spun out, just randomly.
Flat tire, maybe. I don't know. I'm not calling flat tire. I'm just saying it's. I don't know. That's the weirdest. You're right. The RPMs didn't change. I was looking for RPMs to go to the roof, but
Another thing to point out on that, he just spun that thing, put it in the fence, and he's still going to restart third. Nice job, everybody else to miss him except Smallwood. But he went through the ground, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, Smallwood may have a little bit of front end damage there from the 8, but maybe barely, if any. Most of these guys look like they got their spot back. Jeff Merck's still rolling around in third with a lot of damage. You see, Smallwood should be around the 10th to 13th spot.
I hope it don't, but that could also present a issue for this bottom lane, Jeff, with him possibly having engine damage now.
Yeah, that's true. Jeff Merck now on the inside, which is probably preferable where Justin Michael, two-tire guys himself. Now Randy Arms and Browder have a free run to the high side if they can time this correctly.
Light's still on the pace car, so we will do at least one more lap. A little bit overtime here in Indianapolis, which I, for one, did not see coming.
I don't think any of us saw it coming. And it came from the 031 of Aaron Bennett, who had a great qualifying spot, had been running well all night. One mistake out of turn 4.
No issue at all. Just lost it off by himself off of 4. Nobody around him or anything. Just coming to the finish, trying to get too much, and whoops.
And I hope no one's out there calling foul on him either, because it's Justin Michael's teammate. And I know Justin did not want to have to battle this hard at the end. He was doing such a great job already, he didn't need any help.
Yeah, he had an 8-second lead when this thing started. Or when the caution flew. Second attempt here, green-white checker, as they work their way into turn 2 to go green. Still about 45 seconds to get around Indianapolis here. And this is where you get the most nervous, Jeff, is these restarts. Like, you don't want to be that guy.
Nah. No, we got one more possible green-white checkered attempt there, Mr. D'Amico, but, you know, it's one of those things, and like you said, it is scary. And Justin Michael can account to that. And I'll probably, if we get to talk to Justin Michael, I'm not going to, boil those eggs already, but it's, it's 87's race to lose. However, Justin Michael found himself in a wrong position on Thursday. He wants to stay out of that. Pace car is going to look down. Justin Michael will probably do an early jump. What do you think?
I think you have to. You either have to do an early jump or you have to wait until they're starting to check up a little bit and then go. See Ronald Klein working his way off pit road here. Or on the pit road, I guess. Pace car will take the dive. We get ready to restart Indianapolis. For the second attempt in a green white checker, still one more to go. If it happens.
Late jump there from Justin Michael. Oh, wow. Quick yellow. Well,
spun the tires.
Ow. So maybe that damage did come into play. We'll have to go back. Let's look at the 8 machine and see what happened.
Oh, was it Smallwood? My bad. I'm sorry. Richardson didn't go. Smallwood was on the gas and got hooked. But my apologies for that. Massive pile up on the front stretch. At least 10 cars.
I'm trying to view this from the pace car drops. They were really checked. They were all anticipating Justin Michael to go early, and
he
Daniel
did.
Smallwood went up. I don't think Ken Richardson didn't go. It was more or less the 8 was
Smallwood timed it wrong.
Smallwood timed it wrong, as did I think that's Brandon Needham behind him.
Yep.
No intention there, just people stacking up on the inside. 78 gets in it, 12 gets in it, 05.
What that is that Indianapolis coming for the win, restart crash. Exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get all they can, trying to jump it, and it didn't work out.
Everyone's waiting on the pace car now, too.
Tell you what, if we can, let's run on board with the 88. You got to see this. If we can get that camera angle, because he was at the tail end of it all when it started. How he missed it, Jeff. Oh my gosh. 88 of Kyle Chadwick. Yes, sir. Chase would be fine. Skin in the cat, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from that 88 machine he was getting back, believe he got the lucky dog there or something. Yeah, he definitely got the lucky dog and pitted coming to the final lap. And that whole mess happened in front of the 88, and thank goodness he started in a lower gear, because if he would have been up on that, it would have been disasterful.
Yeah, would have.
Yep. No, we didn't call the 12 there. It looked like the 16 had a bad restart, but he was just checked up like the rest of the field was on that.
Yeah, I didn't need to call anybody out at all. It just looked like a racing deal. Like I said, I seen it at the beginning, so that was my mistake.
Everyone, and us included, assumed Justin Michael was going to go when the pace car dropped.
Yep.
And Justin Michael threw a curveball and didn't do it till probably half a second before the green flag was going to drop officially anyways. So, people, attempt number 3. I will know from final attempt, you're right. If there is a caution, the race will be over, and the caution can fly after the white flag comes out.
Really?
I don't know if iRacing has got that since the tire build, but when we had a caution before the tire build on the third green-white checkered, I can't remember where it was at, the caution did come out. So normally it doesn't in official racing. If you're at the white flag, you're good to go. But let's get a quick name count here of those involved. I think Mark Jackson has disconnected. Daniel Smallwood's on the pits. Let's see. A lot of damage out there. The 12 machine's in 17th, so he's not 29th, but with a ton of damage. Chadwick moved up to 16th. Crandall was involved in that mess. He's 15th. James Brown, the 00, 14th. Boy, that 50 Glock machine is looking bad from the behind portion. A lot of checkup damage, as our owner out there, John Hendrick, pointed out. Guys checking up on restart, it happens. It does. It's just anticipation
you got 20
versus
guys trying
reality.
You got 20 guys trying to time when one guy goes. It's just going to happen. Especially when it's green, white, checker. Green, white, checker, you're trying to get every spot you can, every point you can. You want to jump the restart as best you can, without jumping it, of course, to try to pass as many cars as you can, because it's easier to get them on restarts than it is under green.
You're looking for every mistake, and I think the mistake can be felt all the way up here to the booth, because if there was 30 cars on track, 29 of us plus the booth and whoever we told out there, 87 was going early. No, he didn't. So we're looking for 1 to green here. Final attempt, a little bit of blinking from Browder. Hopefully his internet hangs on, because he's got a good finishing position. Yeah, I mean, we counted him out because of that. I wouldn't say count him out, but we were, a little bit thrown from his qualifying position of 14th. We're like, dude, you're running top 5 in practice. What happened? Stuff does happen, but he worked his way through this field all night.
Justin Michael, Randy R., Travis Browder, Jeffrey Merck, and Mitchell Reeves, the top 5 right now, is at least 2 more laps around. Lights on the pace car are not off yet, which is unexpected after that major pileup. A lot of cleanup here on the front stretch in Indianapolis. Going to be an awful night for Smallwood, Jeff.
Yeah, Smallwood with points. Let's see if he's back on the track yet. I know he had to reset the car. I don't know if the motor led or not. No, he's back out on track. 2 laps down, 26 at the moment. He can make 1 more position tonight if he finishes in front of the 57. So let's say he makes 25th. That's a 24-point difference. He'll lose first place over it.
Massively.
Smallwood hasn't had this of a race in a long time, and that's saying something. And from the 8 machine there of Daniel Smallwood, what a cup season he's had thus far to Indianapolis. To miss all the big ones, we've ran Dega in official points. We still got Daytona and Watkins Glen to go, but it's one of those things. Daniel Smallwood, if he's finding the bad race at the end of the season, that's not where you want to find it. You want to find the bad race at the beginning.
Yeah, and don't count it out either, because remember, he's still got that drop week coming with Watkins Glen. I don't know if he's missed 2 races or not. I'm not sure about that. But I know the drop week is going to change everything up after Watkins Glen as they head into Daytona. So
Daniel Smallwood has a drop race that he can use between week 4 and now, as I'm aware of how it goes. You can drop between week 4 and Watkins Glen, which is whatever week it is, but so he could technically drop this race and still be in good position. However, I'd rather use Watkins Glen as my drop race, but I'm not sure. Smallwood family, let me know if Daniel's good at those road courses, because I certainly am not the best road course racer myself.
Another thing here with Rowdy being in 3rd, remember, he is massively good on these restarts, Jeff. I'm not saying Justin is, it's all in the hands of Justin Michael, don't get me wrong, but you could see Rowdy make a move going into 3 on this final restart here.
Yeah, inside position. 2 tires, remember, on the last official pit stop that they had at the beginning of green, white, checkered number 1. This is number 3 and final. 2 tires were taken by Justin Michael and Jeff Merck. That's position 1 and 4. 4 tires from Randy Arms, and I'm not quite sure what the 18 took, but I'll guess 4.
Yeah, I would guess 4 too. So we don't get another restart like the last one.
Up. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. A lot of points positions up for grabs here, Panic. This could determine, actually, if we look at the rest of the season, this could be a turning point for a lot of guys, up or down, for their points.
Oh, very easily. You got like Kyle Chadwick, for instance, 25th all night. Now he's running 16th as we get ready to take the green here.
Pace are down. Justin Michael quick back to it. Randy
Green
Arms
flag.
with a decent enough, as is Travis Browder. Jeff Merck really fell off a little bit there.
Winner to the inside of him. And Boy Blue, he's in the wall.
Caution.
That will be the end of the race.
Tell me what you think you had there.
We'll get that coming up to you. We'll get a quick view of what happened, though, to end this race between the 057 and I think the 16 or the 68, not quite sure. But I did see the 057 go around. 16 and 68 made contact. And 16 was turning upwards to the 057. 057 not part of why it came out, just happened to be in it.
Innocent bystander.
So yeah, 16 and 68 are running for position.
Hard racing.
Hard racing at the end of the race. A little bit of checkup. 16 doesn't check and gets to the inside. 68 with contact with the 16. Not sure who to call at fault there. 00 gets involved. 057 and 16 and a car at the end that I did not see.
20.
Oh wow, the 20. That's up to contention. Hopefully he can make the final lap around. Well, go ahead and read off our top 10, I think, officially.
A little behind here, hang on. Yeah, top 10 as they stand right now, coming to the, I believe, the white flag here. Race will end under caution. Justin Michael, Randy Arms, Travis Browder, Mitchell Reeves, Kevin Winter, Brandon Murray, Jeffrey Merck. Merck all the way back to 7th after restarting, 4th on that restart. Brandon Thornhill back in 8th, Ray Richard is 9th, and Brandon Neeham will round out your top 10. Unofficially at the moment.
Looking for the 18 machine at Travis Browder. I don't know if he disconnected for internet purposes, or if I'm just not seeing him thus far, but hopefully he can get in TeamSpeak.
Still gotta complete the map here, or is it check her out?
Oh, I'm not sure. They're racing around like trying to get back to the pace car.
That race is over.
All right, well, I guess this will be official. Let's see, I'm not... There he is. I knew he wasn't connecting. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get with our winner out the first place finisher here tonight. 2 races in a row, Saturday and Sunday. Would have liked it Thursday, but spun his tires. But however, being you find yourself after dominating a race, having to hold on to win a 78 lap event, Justin Michael.
Yeah, it was a good race up there until 2 to go. I hate ending races like that. I'd rather have been under green, but I mean, in the end, the result hopefully would have been the same. So, still a good race.
You're saying that now, but we were really worried for you after, I think Panic said 8 seconds over second place with 2 laps to go when that caution came out to throw it to green, white, checkered. and then it became the show it did, and those guys were just fighting for points and positions. You were lucky enough to stay where you did. Was there any type of call there going into that first pit stop that you had to make? We see that you took 2 tires, but did you have to do anything different? I obviously hit the box correctly.
If you're talking about the pit stop going into the first green white checker, yeah, just had to get in and out real clean. Definitely knew everybody was gonna take 2. I'm sure some people tried to sneak 4 in there. Surprised nobody took 0. That was kind of surprising, but I think everybody needed gas because they figured it was gonna green white checker. So especially after Thursday. So I think you at least once you took gas, you had to take 2 at least.
All right, well. 87 Justin Michael, what a race, dominating performance like we said, and at least you ended it out up front. Go ahead and thank those people that you need to.
Yeah, just everybody out there watching. I know Darren's out there watching as always, so appreciate watching. Send me encouraging text messages throughout the race, even though sometimes I read them. But you guys for putting on a good show as always. For putting on a good league.
All right, 87 Justin Michael, reeling off more wins this week and this season. We got Texas coming up next week throughout all 3 divisions. Good luck there.
Thanks, guys.
All right, second base and Randy Arms with Robert Mattis.
83 Randy Arms, you got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Man, tell me about that race tonight, especially those green white checkers because they were insane.
Well, I definitely did not have anything for the 87 there at the end, or well, for most of the race. But I'd say when we had the caution, I thought that I'd have a chance there because I think he took 2 and everything, but we just, I guess they just kept wanting to crash there in the back. But overall, we'll take a P2 because I think that's about all I had anyway. So yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely a strong run out of your car tonight. Definitely after restarting, I think it was like 4th or 5th on that restart to get up to 2nd. Definitely a big, strong night for you. Anybody you need to or want to thank out there?
Yeah, I want to thank Toyota. I got, and then I want to thank the league for putting on these races each week, and thank you guys for putting on the broadcast.
All right, man. We appreciate you coming up and joining us tonight. Good job on your 2nd place finish.
Thank you.
On that. Yeah.
Ready? All right, T Rowdy up here, 3rd place, a guy that we were, we talked about a lot here tonight. I hope you get to go back and listen to it, Mr. Rowdy. But
Hey, Jeff.
night and day from your finishes at the middle, beginning of the season. I think you really calmed down. We were noting that you qualified pretty poorly. Let's start there with your night because we talked about it a lot. Unusual qualifying spot from what we've seen from you in practice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Practice went really good for us there. Qualifying was a little off for sure because I was behind other cars, but in the race, I was running pretty patient tonight in this race. Strategy-wise, just taking care of the car and everything else, and it was pretty loose at times, tight at times around other cars, but it was a lot of fun. Feels good to get P3 out of this to kick off to 2020.
No, mostly a good starting point for you for 2020. And looking at points, I know we've missed a race or something along that line, I think, but going to help the 18 kick off into Indianapolis, over to Texas. And I know you love Texas, so let's talk about Texas.
Texas,
you looking to win?
I sure hope so. We're going to do our best to hopefully get a win at Texas. Texas is one of my favorite tracks, and looking forward to Texas. So it should be a fun race this week.
All right, well, go ahead and thank those people you need to for P3.
John Hendrick over the Top Paints and Designs, up you guys up there in the booth. Ronald Klein, all the admins for Loose Lug Nose Racing. Thank you guys as always, and looking forward to the next race.
All right, team of Travis Browder there, giving us his look into next week. Well, Panic, different night than what we started, but we probably finished around the top 3, top 4 guys that we were looking at, minus probably Jeff Merck.
Yes, definitely. Rowdy definitely surprised at the top 3. Cinderella story of the night. All in all, a really good race, even with the ending. It was still a damn good race. Looking forward to that Texas.
Yep, and off Texas next week. Hopefully everyone can join us. It's up there, guys. Make sure you lock it in. Hit that bell for notification purposes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if needed. But real quickly to our sponsors, Brucey Racewear USA, Your Wear Your Way, our Sunday Cup Series sponsor here at Loose Lug Nuts. Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop in Port St. John, Florida. Support the Troops Truck Series and ASN on Thursday. MaxSpeedTV, RaceGear.com, Lugnut TV, Over the Top Paints and Designs. And as always, Agave Valley Painting for our starting grid sponsor. I am Jeff Wood with Mr. Michael D'Amico on cameras tonight with Robert Panic Matisse helping me out here in the booth and for the rest of Sunday night season. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and holiday. And again, as always, like I like to say, stay safe out there, everyone.
Peace out.
And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Hollinger.
The drivers around the corners as long as they hit their...
Romax off the lid.